You know what I'm talking about? It's your partner, man. Who? You know what I'm talking about? It's your partner, man. Who? It's your partner, man. Who? You know what I'm talking about? It's your partner, man. Who? You know what I'm talking about? What's good with the people, man? How's y'all doing on this What's Worser Wednesday? From the man who bought you What's Worse Wednesday. You know what I'm talking about? What's Worser Wednesday. You know what I'm talking about? What's good with the people, man? But before we get into it, what's good people like hee ha ha, Ken in the pen. All my folks incarcerated, all my folks who ain't, everybody on the bottom of that thing, everybody on top of that thing, man. Keep that head up, man. You know what I'm talking about? Keep pushing. We gonna get through it to get to it, man. You know what I'm talking about? Now let's they say, swing that finger, young man, worldwide INC. They say, what, bruh? I said worldwide incorporated. They say, what, bruh? I said worldwide. They say, what that mean, bruh? I'm going to say, aye. You know what I'm talking about? Bring it on in, man. Everybody included, man. You know what I'm talking about? And Dugu, Mike, Lil Rue, not Lil Rue, man. Lil Rue, you know what I'm talking about? Cutthroat, Mike, and Dugu. Don't want to forget nobody, man. Last but not least, Tata the player, that's who comes next. Same thing, man. Get well soon. Mind rooting for you, man. You know what I'm talking about? Like, man, I don't promote no drug usage. I don't promote. Oh, hold on, man. Get well soon. Mind rooting for you, man. You know what I'm talking about? You know, like I know. Keep that head up, man. You know what I'm talking about? Keep pushing. We gonna get through it to get to it, man. Now let's get through these disclaimers. A good brother like myself, I don't promote no drug usage, drug sellage, alcohol consumption. You know what I'm talking about? Nah, man. Me, man, I don't promote nothing. You know what I'm talking about? They was talking to me, man. I just love me some everybody, man. You know what I'm talking about, man. Man, I don't promote no I don't promote no crime. I don't promote no violence. I don't promote no domestic violence. Keep your hands off the people, you know what I'm talking about? I don't promote all I promote is y'all go ahead and do what you're gonna do with your time, young ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you find the right thing to do with your time, young ladies and gentlemen. We don't know how much of it we got, man. But good brother like myself, man, I ain't prejudiced, no, man. Good brother like myself, man, I ain't got nothing against the sexually different, man. Good brother like myself, man, I ain't got nothing against the little people, man. No, man, me, man, I ain't got nothing against nobody, man. He was talking to me, man, I just love everybody, man, you know what I'm talking about? As a matter of fact, I'm on a quest, you know what I'm talking about? Bring that peace, you know what I'm talking about? That joy, you know what I'm talking about? That love. Who'd you say, bro? That love. You know what I'm talking about? Back to the YouTube community. You with me? All right, check it out. Come fuck with nigga one time. You know what I'm talking about? Man, what's good with the people? How's y'all out there doing on that What's Worser Wednesday? For the man that bought you What's Worse. You know what I'm talking about? What's Worser Wednesday, man? I say, bro, what you talking about? Oh, we gonna get into it, man. You know what I'm talking about? They shout out all them bitches who be washing that dog but ain't clean that cat. You know what I'm talking about? Meow. I see you know what I'm talking about? Meow, you know what I'm talking about? God damn, man. But, yeah, what's worse, man? Like you say, Rover, what you talking about? This goddamn liar. I say, bro, what you up there talking about, man? What's worse? You know what I'm talking about? Now, you know everything is give and take. You get what I'm saying? So you gotta ask yourself, what's worse? I gotta ask myself, where the lighter? You know what I'm talking about? Cause that motherfucker right there ain't working, man. Y'all hold on real quick. Yeah, you gotta ask yourself what's worse, bro, in your life. They say, bro, I don't get what you're talking about. What is you talking about, bro? Y'all hold on. I'm trying to find the light so I can be comfortable as I speak, man. I don't know where this motherfucker went. As I told you before, Rick to lose a motherfucking lighter in the room where it's just me and the lighter. You know what I'm talking about? So as I find one lighter, we can get on. You gotta ask yourself what's worse, man. Somebody gonna say, bro, I still don't know what the fuck you talking about. Check me out, man. Would you rather live financially free for 10 years? You know what I'm talking about? Then maybe get in some trouble or something and be gone for 2 or 3 years, 4 years, 5 years even, you know what I'm talking about? But you got to live financially free for 10 years, you know what I'm talking about? You might have got in trouble, had to go do 3 or 5 years, so you got to live free for 10 years, and you had to You done spent 5 years, you know, you might do 3 and some change, 4 and some change, depending on what you was doing while you was up in there. You know what I'm talking about? Trust program. You know what I'm talking about? Nephew says, old man, old lady. Nephew says, old man, old lady. Hey, what'd you say, bro? Old lady. You know what I'm talking about? Or would you rather just stay free your whole life and never be able to be free in real life, where you just on somebody's clock for the rest of your life? What's worse? I don't know, bruh. And the thing about this question, bruh, there is no right or wrong answer. It's all based on what you think is what's worse for you, bruh. What can you handle? You know what I'm talking about? And that's what all life is, bruh. What's worse Wednesday, bruh? Are you gonna live free, nigga? You know what I'm talking about? Are you gonna take a risk? It's gonna be give or take, bruh. Because if you don't take a risk, you're gonna be putting yourself on these people's clock for the rest of your life. You ain't gonna never really be able to be free. You know what I'm talking about? So everything gonna be on somebody else's time. You never really gonna be able to live your life. So you just think about that. So if one of your important people passes something and you ain't got no vacation time or something, bruh, you just gonna have to send some flowers or something. You're not gonna be able to get into your life like that, bruh. Because whoever you work for, they not gonna allow you. You get what I'm saying? Because of them people that be owning their company and their businesses and shit, the show must go on. What's worse? I don't know, folks. I really don't. I could just tell you the path I took. You know what I'm talking about? And that's how I know I'm gonna be all right. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I can just tell you about the path I took, folks. But I actually have been financially free for some years. Although I have gave up way more years of my life, I can actually say I've lived free. You know what I'm talking about? They didn't capture bruh again right now. I'm a mini slave right now, I guess. You know what I'm talking about? Because I'm on these people's clock. They didn't capture bruh, you know what I'm talking about? But bruh coming up with another way to break free from the plantation. Don't worry about it, you know what I'm talking about? I ain't gonna be here that long. I ain't bullshitting with you. What's worse? And that's what you're gonna have to ask yourself, bruh. Because I keep telling you, in order to get something, this is one of them cliche things. In order to get something you want, you're gonna have to do something you never did to get it. That's true as a motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about? But the one of our problems, I think, as the people, is we don't pass on enough good game to even see you with anything. It's like we try to hide everything from the people, even though it's supposed to be each one teach one. We one of them niggas that, like I said, you can go find a never-ending money fountain that just is gonna be here forever, and you would hide that from everybody, even though you can go there anytime you wanted to. You know what I'm talking about? Because you just don't want to see nobody else with it. And that's a bad trait to have, especially as a man. You know what I'm talking about? It shouldn't bother you to see other people with something. Because this is where y'all fucked up at. It ain't even like y'all the selfish cool people. Y'all the selfish evil people. So you don't want to see nobody with nothing. Then you going to talk about them when you the only one with something that got to do something for them, because you the one that don't want to see them with nothing. You still going to talk about them when you could just tell them where the money was at. But you ain't going to even do that. But you going to complain about them asking you for shit. Y'all ain't even, y'all crazy, bro. What's worse Wednesday? You going to have to ask yourself that during your life, bro. Is it worth you working the rest of your life, never really being able to do nothing and breaking your back to build somebody else's company? Or is it worth a risk? You know what I'm talking about? Is it worth a risk? You know something slick? You know what I'm talking about? I don't know, bro. What's worse? Living as a slave, being free? I don't know, folks. I can't tell you what's worse for you. You might already decided to be a good worker and Papa. You might have decided to be a good worker and, like I said, and it might not bother you. You know what I'm talking about? So you might just be okay with the way you living for the rest of your life. You know what I'm talking about? And there's nothing wrong with that. There is no wrong answer, like I said, to that question. But what's worse? You know what I'm talking about? Cause we was just sitting around chopping it up. The mother told me to go over this today, man. Like we was explaining. And then she said, you know what I'm talking about? She said, you should mention that today on your, and I'm glad I just thought about that. When we was talking, and I was explaining, just like the shit I explained the other day, like it's so fucked up, us as the people, that the way we see the earth, and we have a habit of just collecting all the bad times and the hard times, you get what I'm saying? And it's like, so that's all you done filled your mind with, so that's all you got to go back and fall on, you know what I'm talking about? When it get hard, you just got some more hard shit, so you gonna see life as it just always being hard. If you've never lived, you have nothing else to compare a hard time to. But another hard time. So your existence, it's just like being raised in this shit right now. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't, nigga, if you was just born, you ain't gonna never know what real was. You grew up in an era where niggas was just arguing with niggas and shit. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't gonna never know what real was. Cause when you came in the game when they was faking it. It's like that, man. You know what I'm talking about? But I've lived so much motherfucking life. Like I said, bro, I've got to be viral in the real world, bro. I went viral in the real world. You know what I'm talking about? When the comment section where you hear all your compliments and shit. You know, like you do on here, you hear all that shit in the real world. People walk up to you and tell you how much they love you, man. What you doing out here is good, man. You know what I'm talking about? Keep up the good work, man. I got to hear my comments. I got to shake hands with my comment section. You know, it's some real shit, bro. I went viral in the real world, man. I told you I was the one that had the East Bay rolling. You know what I'm talking about? On some real shit. I done saved the day many a time, bro, and I just get you don't have to give me credit. You know what I'm talking about? That did my heart good. I know I gave back. You know what I'm talking about? If you only knew how many motherfuckers was walking around this motherfucker with their head down, ready to knock one of you motherfuckers up on top of their head because they needed some money for their rent. Baby Cuz then came and made it easier. I probably done saved some of y'all third party. Cause motherfuckers, I done found the motherfucker out there with that look on his face like he was looking for one of you motherfuckers. Flossing with that paycheck stub on Instagram. Coffee Chronicles. But what's worse? Being free or living life as a living a controlled life. I don't know. I can just tell you, my hat was in the ring when I was a baby. I threw my hat in the ring when I was a baby and said, come on with it. You know what I'm talking about, man? You know what I'm talking about? And I looked the world dead in his face and said, you want a piece of me? You know what I'm talking about? Come on with it, nigga. That's what I did, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't bullshitting with you. We been in the fight ever since. You know what I'm talking about? What's worse? Is you gonna take a risk? You know what I'm talking about? Or is you just gonna be cool with it? You know what I'm talking about? Because they killing the fight in you. It's like they training you just to be cool with it. They training you, they trying to normalize weird shit. So it ain't that bad. You be like, you know what I'm talking about? That ain't that big and all. All right, bro. I don't know what it is. What's worse Wednesday, man? That's something you got to decide for yourself. Like I said, bro, I've seen hope. So that's where I pull from when there is none. I pull from the days I was, cause a motherfucker always good. They gonna ask you if you ever done something and you ever been somebody and you ever just walked around this motherfucker just doing shit, bro. Anytime that like, say you drove 90 Cadillacs in your life, anytime you not driving a Cadillac, they gonna say, nigga, what did all them other 90 Cadillacs got anything to do with right now? Even though you was on your way to go get another Cadillac. See, they gonna catch you when you not in that Cadillac, even if you on your way to the Cadillac dealer. And they gonna try to catch you when you ain't in your Cadillac and ask you and try to make it seem like all them other 90 Cadillacs you had ain't nothing. You know what I'm talking about? Even though they ain't never had a bicycle. They gonna try to make it seem like everything you did ain't nothing. You know what I'm talking about? Even though they have nothing to compare, like the shit you did, they have nothing in their own life to compare to. They've never even been a third of that. And if you don't watch out, you'll let a bunch of nobodies make you feel like the life you living has been worth nothing. That's why when you come across people, you make a difference, bro. You be that difference in people's life. On some real shit. Hella motherfuckers been the difference in my life, and hopefully I've been the difference in y'all. Just a bright light. I've always been a bright light. I've always been that hope. Because I've always had hope. I told y'all I didn't come up like some of y'all did, bruh. Nigga, my whole family on both sides let me know I was the shit from when I was little, nigga. They respected my daddy that much. Nigga, whoever I went to now, my grandma Louise, she talks shit. She'll call you all kind of fat-faced motherfuckers and all that shit. That's probably where I get that shit from. Make you go pick your own switch, come back with a little one if you want to. Let her go out there and pick one, have to pick one. She gonna come back with the whole motherfucking plum tree and whap your ass with that motherfucker. She gonna snatch the whole tree straight out the root, nigga. Don't pick a big enough switch. Yeah, let Louise go out there and gotta pick that motherfucker. She gonna come back with the whole tree straight up out the root. Hit you with that motherfucker and go put that motherfucker right back down in the root. You know what I'm talking about? Right back down in the ground and let it grow from where it started. I ain't bullshit with you. But they always let me know I was the shit. And I was on my way to great things. You know what I'm talking about? So since I was little, brother, I've been great. You know what I'm talking about? I'm telling you, man, I've been defying gravity around this motherfucker. If you know me, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about? But what's worse? You know what I'm talking about? I'd rather have right now, nigga. I'd rather have been in jail all them times to tell you I've lived for 5 years straight around this motherfucker. Not really that long, but because I was always in jail. But for the time I was out of jail, nigga, I was free. And y'all probably don't think that's a trade-off, even though you've never been to jail and you've never been free. You know what I'm talking about? A lot of y'all ain't never been to jail, but you still ain't never been free. You've been controlled. You know what I'm talking about? And I know somebody gonna break it down. Listen, bro, when you doing shit for yourself and you just got side hustles and all that, and you could divide when you could just defy gravity, bro. And what's going on in the world don't matter to you, bro. You free. When you ain't gotta listen to nobody in it, you free, folks. And I've lived like that for some years, some months. I've been free while I was in jail, even though I was in jail. I've been free, folks. Able to help others. You know what I'm talking about? Free. What's worse? Being locked up and being free, taking care of your people, or being free, struggling, and can't take care of nobody. What's worse? I don't know. I don't know, folks. All that shit is a question for you to decide. And whatever you decide, bro, you'll be out here living that shit. But just don't let nobody else put no thoughts in your head, bro. Don't let nobody, and this is always going to be my final conclusion, folks. Don't let nobody tell you what's good for you. You have to know who you is to find out what's good for you, to find out what risk you willing to take. Because like I said, you get, if you ain't never been viral in the real world, you might not have no hope. If you've only heard about what love feel like in the real world, you might not have no hope. If you never felt it, you probably ain't got no hope. You know what I'm talking about, bro? I know what it feels like to be dead broke. I know what it feels like to be plump rich. I know what all that shit feel like, folks. How you think I stay even? Why you think you'll see a motherfucker that's dead broke now and he ain't tripping on no money, bro? Because they done seen it, bro. Why you think when motherfuckers was even smoking, bro? When motherfuckers might have been at their lowest, they was still looking at you niggas like y'all was petty as a motherfucker, knowing y'all ain't never seen no money and dealt with no money. You know what I'm talking about? Out there whipping motherfuckers for $5 and shit, nigga looking at you like you crazy, bro. Even them knocks was touching 40s and 50s. You know what I'm talking about? Looking at you like you's a pee-wee petty. You know what I'm talking about? I tell you too. You know what I'm talking about, nigga? You ain't never seen no money. You can tell. Sometimes to get yourself up out the dark, bruh, you got to be your own light. You got to stop looking for shit outside yourself. What's worse? And that's why it's very important on the way your perception is and the way you see this world. Because if you the wrong kind of person, bruh, other people gonna talk you into what's good and what's not good for you. What's worse? Going to find out for yourself and taking somebody's word for it. I can tell you I wouldn't found out for myself. A lot of that shit I should have took somebody's word for. Hey, but listen. All this shit ain't fun, blood. It's not. Just prepare yourself for it. You know what I'm talking about? Just prepare yourself for it. Like I said, it's all a part of the show. Just depending on what part you play. But whatever part you play, be responsible for your part, bro. What's worse? Selling dope or going to work? What's worse, folks? Going to jail or building the next nigga company when they can fire you anytime. And if you ain't got no vacation time and no PTO, by when your one of your close folks, kids or something pass or something, they only gonna give you 2 days. And if y'all ain't got all they shit together in 2 days, man, you gonna get fired. What's worse? You gotta, this is what I will tell you before I get up out here. We on a leash, nigga. And you gotta find a way to get yourself up off that leash or make that motherfucker longer. But what do I know? Only you could prevent forest fires, man. And with that one right there, if you don't remember nothing else, always remember, it don't cost nothing just to show a little bit of that little. Hold on, before I get out of here, man, I want to shout out one of my closest. I know he don't like that N word, man. One of my closest partners, though, man. Brother Tone, I see you, man. Thank you. You know what I'm talking about? That should be big, bro. Thank you. And if you don't remember nothing else, always remember, it don't cost nothing just to show a little bit of that love. Brother Tone, one of the people that can tell you about me.